Behind me you see Angra dos Reis. It's Monday morning, 25th of March, and we checked out of the state of Rio. That we arrived, I think, on the 22nd or 23rd of January. So we have been in this state for a long time. Well, of course, we just went to Ilha, which is actually the next state, Sao Paulo, but we didn't do the checking in and checking out. We've got 90 days of visa, and they run out the 7th of April. So we have to try to find out what we're going to do. But we cannot leave it here in this state. So we go south, and let's see how far south we need to go. Angra dos Reis is a very ugly town, and it has a container area and a nuclear power plant, and it's very dirty. As you can see, this is the anchor, how it came up, full of mud. But it has got 365 islands, an island for every day of the year. Angra dos Reis was discovered on the 6th of January. That's why it's called the Creek of the Kings. And it's actually another municipality than Parachi, which is behind there. For sailing purposes, it's really paradise. In fact, the Italian discoverer Amerigo Vespucci is. It's told that he arrived here, and he said that if this isn't paradise, then paradise isn't far. Another reason for why it's perfect for sailing boats is because it's protected. You will always find a protected area when you have got winds, and the only wind you actually have is this frente frio, the cold front that arrives, I don't know, very occasionally. And otherwise it's just this light breeze for sailing, particularly if you are Mediterranean and you like light weathers. It's perfect. It's 7:45, and we're getting Brigada! We're getting ready to leave. That is a fantastic floating bar with great liberty. Well, we are free, and bye bye Lagoa Verde. Obrigada! So that is it. We are leaving Ilha Grande. We are going to go south, and yesterday evening we decided that we are going to go completely to the south of Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, and then if we have a price from Argentina, we are going to continue to Buenos Aires, and if not, we are going to go up the Lagoa dos Patos to Porto Alegre, where there is probably place for us. So today we are going to go to the Ubatuba Flamengo, 55-60 miles, probably upwind, and then tomorrow we are going to go non-stop 650 miles, I think, to Rio Grande do Sul. At least that is the plan. And leaving behind us is this Lagoa Verde, I think my favorite. Oh, I have to turn. My favorite anchorage. The weather is a little bit grey still, unsettled. There's still some wind from the south, but the wave situation should be fine. And then by tomorrow, the normal northeasterly should be back, and it should be downhill all the way to the south. and then it goes on the electric winch, which I take from here. The sun has just set. It's 6 o'clock. There are some dolphins around me, but they're shy. West is there. We left this morning at 7:30 and we went under engine for the first I think 5 hours until about noon, and then we put up the code. We've got the wind is between 10 and 14 knots from the east. One can hear them. Oh, that was one. We had some confused seas in the beginning, but now it kind of settled down. I've got I think 1.80 meter, yeah, from there, so it's cross, but it's a long period, 9 seconds. It's fine. There you go. Spectacular colors and dolphins, and of course the rule is that I am supposed to have a harness, but as you may imagine, I didn't have time for that. Fabio is taking an afternoon nap. Sailing into the night, the first of 3 or 4, depending what the wind is going to do. 6 o'clock. Sun is setting, and it's been a very uneventful day. Under Spinnaker, except for a couple of hours in the morning. Now I asked the sun to set with a nice in the water, but it doesn't look like it listens. No nice sunset today either. It is 1:30 at night. I got out of bed just after midnight, and then we jibed. So we came down like this, and here you can see there is a change of course. So we jibed, moving the spinnaker from the right side of the boat to the left side of the boat, which took easily half an hour. But then we are not racing. And being just the two of us in the dark, tired, we took all the time we needed. We've got 340 miles to go, so we did 300 miles. There's something wrong with the instrument giving 70 knots of wind. And well, it doesn't look nice out there. It's definitely not that much. Neanche 30
no, assolutamente no. Sono sempre saranno 15.
I have to switch it on and off. Let's hope it came better. Had quite a lot of wind, and after it went up above 220 knots, we took down the spinnaker, put up the jib, and so now we are under mainsail, 2 reefs and jib. But it's still wrong. Now the question is, of course, how reliable are these numbers? There is some electrical activity, sometimes a lightning. That could perhaps explain something, but we have never seen things like this. Unclear. So one would imagine that sailing along the coast like this, you would have stable winds. Well, they're not. Started off with a spinnaker, and then we changed it into the jib, and which was about half an hour ago. And now we're going to put up the code. Level G prima?
Devo levarlo perché sennò non so la spinge.
Scusa?
Devo levarlo perché sennò non so spinge.
And half an hour later, of course, the wind died completely. So we are going to roll the code and switch on the engine. And tomorrow is Easter. It's time for our bath with the engine on to make warm water and the water tank full. It's going to be a nice long shower. And it took the time of my shower for the wind to change again. It's now coming from west, 10 knots, which means it's coming from we put destination up like you would do in a car, because in the night we got confused about what was right and left. But that means that north is down here now. So the wind is coming from west, and west is here. You can see the T through wind. So we are going to go close hold. Fabio is putting down the dagger boards. We are going to switch off the engine, roll out the jib and go close hold. And we still got 66 miles to go to the entrance of Lagoa dos Patos, Rio Grande. It looks a perfect size for 2 persons. And while it's dying, it's losing its colors. And now it's completely dead and it gets its color back. Midnight, and we are 20 nautical miles from the entrance of Rio Grande do Sul. And all the lights that you might not see up front. And those are these boats here for anchor. So we have to go around those and then arrive here at the entrance of Rio Grande do Sul, where we will be arriving at 3 AM. Now we thought about going for anchor, either out here or just inside the breakwater, but we have this cold front coming up and we have our 90 days visa are running out, so we are going to go through channel, which should be lit. And let's face it, how many boats are going to be here the night before Easter Sunday? So that's us. Follow these boys.
Following us.
Yeah, I've got a cargo coming contrary. Red boy here on the right. Fabio's outside with the iPad. It's 7:15 and the sun is up. So this is the life in the Lagoa at the moment. We are following, we're supposed to go be in this little canal, but it's the maps are off. So we are on the map, we are on the right side of the canal, but luckily here we have got the track of a boat that passed, so I can put the little cursor there and then see that I have to do 336. So I'm just following the curve of another boat. This is just like on the German highway, and I love driving on the German highway. Just find a car that has my speed, sit behind it, and then it's the most relaxing way of driving. And this as well, I just have to follow this line that a previous boat made. Usually we sleep downstairs, but we thought that given the newness of the situation, maybe it's better if we sleep up here, so that in case of emergencies, the person at the command would like some input from the other one. It's easy to wake them up. So the green one, the red one, and there in the distance I can see a tanker. So that's going to be scary. Fabio's sleeping. So we're going to go a little bit outside the track, because I prefer not to be too close to that thing coming here. And here, charter depth looks fine. So we're going to cut the corner like this. Just going to keep an eye on the depth, because I don't want to find myself in this mess on the boards. And there are these sticks in the water on the sides of the channels. I think it's something like 8 hours we have to go like this, but we enter the channels at 3. So that's the last but one buoy. Basically we are out of our canal. 40 nautical miles. We did that in 8 hours and a quarter. And it's 11 o'clock now. Fabio is readying the spinnaker. The wind is from the back, and plan is to go there 30 nautical miles. There's not a lot of wind, so it will already take us 6 hours or something like that to go there. And then we are going to sleep nicely tonight. So why are we actually doing this? Well, we're only allowed to stay 90 days in Brazil, then we have to get out 90 days. So we thought we stay 90 days in Brazil and then we go back to Europe, spend the summer there and then come back in September. And we tried to get the boat out of the water on land, but it's complicated. I think there was only basically one, perhaps two places in Brazil that could do it. Very expensive. So we're going to leave it in the water, but the problem is that around let's say Rio, São Paulo, the Ilha Grande area, the water is warm, salt, and the barnacles just grow like you while you look at them. So we wanted a freshwater option, and this is it. So let's hope that it's true that these barnacles don't grow that fast in fresh water. So there we were, almost falling asleep, and then suddenly we got some wind. So we wanted to stop here, but that's going to be before 3 o'clock, and with this great southerly winds, we're going to try to continue to this one here is the plan at the moment. So we're doing 12 knots. It's quite cool sailing. Actually, I think it's like in the in Denmark, in what I think the non-Danes call the Baltic, the very protected water where Copenhagen is, because there are absolutely no waves. 180 square meters of spinnaker pulling the boat. We have just seen Sinner win the Miami Open, and that was fantastically timed, because here there is the white lighthouse, and behind there is where we're going to anchor for the night. But there is a sandbank that runs all the way to that buoy up there. So we first need to go there and then come back. The wind is also cooperating, because it went down. So we're going to go around that buoy, come back, and then anchor there. And that's at the end of this leg that took us from Ubatuba to yeah, 1/3 of the way up Lagoa dos Patos. I think around 750 miles to be confirmed, and we left in the morning 4 days ago. Today is Sunday, Easter Sunday, and we left on Wednesday morning. It's 6:30, and the sun should be about to rise. We have to get going, because it's a long way to Porto Alegre, and this wind is going to disappear in the afternoon. At the moment, it looks like we have got easterly southeasterly winds, which is perfect. So we're going to take up the sails and leave this desolate place now We are going to come back, of course, here because we have to get out again of Porto Alegre in 6 months' time. And then I think it's going to be nice to, if possible, take our time, because there are great dunes. I mean, and the Atlantic Ocean is behind there. So I think there are nice things to explore, but not today. Direction is straight north for at least 40 miles. But if this wind holds, as it should for the next 4 hours, it's not going to be a problem. The water is 6 meters deep, except for these sandbanks that come out quite long into the lagoon. So you have to kind of slalom between them. And as you can see, the color is, well, it's actually like the North Sea. And Faidapiu is sailing in fresh water. For the first time ever. So that means that the sprays are fine. They won't leave any salt. Put in one reef. Basically, we put in a reef whenever the wind is above 15 knots. So 4 hours later, 10:30, we did our 40 miles. And we are entering the river that takes us to Porto Alegre. So we are almost there. There it is, Porto Alegre. I think 1.5 million inhabitants. A huge city if you're a European. And that marks the end of our first year cruising. Started a year ago in Rosignano, Solvay in Italy. And then I went to Greece, out of the of Gibraltar, and then crossed to Brazil. And the idea is that we are going to leave the boat here, go back to Europe, and come back in September. And I just booked a flight ticket one way to Buenos Aires on Sunday, the 7th of April, which is the last day of our visa. And then we are going to relax, have a holiday, and then fly back. But before that, there are so many things that have to be done. The whole boat has to be prepared for being left here for five months. So the sails are going to be taken off. The water maker has to be winternized. Our e-propulsion that again doesn't work has to be repaired, and the only e-propulsion shop in the whole of Brazil is in this yacht club that we are going to go to. So let's hope that they can do something with it. It has been an absolute wonderful year.